Now, you may be asking yourself, what the heck's going on here? I love Aputure products. I have, right now what you're seeing over here is that's a 672. It's a daylight light. And then the one down here is a 672, which is a colored light. Now, these things are probably 7 years old, if not longer. Then over here, my favorite lights, I have a Tri-8. By the way, I have 3 of these. I just couldn't fit any more on the stand. I have Tri-8s right here. The top one is a daylight type light, and the bottom is the Tri-8C. Again, it's adjustable color balance. Over here, I don't even think they make this anymore. It's an Aputure LS1/2. It's just a little half light. It's a daylight light. Down here, we have the beast of them all. This is the Aputure, I almost forgot the name of the light. That's a 300D. Now, there's been like a 300D Mark II or Mark III or whatever. And then sitting up here, these little lights right here, these are the Mini 20s. Oh, by the way, I have one of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these Tri-8s, and 1, 2, 3 of these 672 panels. Check this out. We turn the Sidus Link on, and little red things come on and say, okay, we're ready for you. Where are you? And you download to your iPad or your phone or your whatever, the Sidus Link app. Let's set the lights to our Tri-8s, those totally dimmed. Let's run up the intensity on this, how bright they are. They're super bright, and if you'll notice over there, I'm controlling that light down there in the other room too. Let's run that back down a little bit. They have neat controls where I can put them on full. That's really bright. I can immediately put them on half. I can immediately put them on quarter, and let's just run it down to 1%. Now remember, one of these is a daylight, and one of these is a colored light, a Kelvin light. It does different values. You won't see it on this light. You'll see it on this light. This doesn't care. So let's move this. Let's turn off these other ones, and you'll see what I mean. Off, off, and off. Now I'm moving the Kelvin value down to 3200K, back up to 5600K. That may be hard to see on here, but you can see it go quite yellow and then quite white. Let's turn that off, and let's go over to the HR672. Again, these are 7 or 8 or 10-year-old lights, which is amazing. Again, that's daylight. That one is a Kelvin type light, color. You'll see C, and that's what that means. Now, I can turn that off. I can turn it on. I can increase the intensity. Those are also pretty bright lights. Let's move those down. I can also control, if you watch the bottom one, I've just moved the Kelvin value. You can see that one down to 3200K. Let's move it back up to 5600K. Again, I can do full brightness, medium brightness with a touch of a button, quarter brightness with a touch of a button, and this is back down to its lowest percentage. Let's take a look at the little LS1/2. This is just a daylight balance. That's at 1%. Now let's run it up to 100%. Again, these things are really, really, really bright. Like all Aputure lights, they're power. Obviously, there's no Kelvin value for this, so I could play with the Kelvin value and move it up and down and do all I want. It just ignores it. Okay, let's turn off that light. Let's go to the mighty 300D. Now, this guy is right now sitting at 1%. That's at 100%. Now, that's why I shot it that way, because if this thing were shooting this way, you would see nothing but white. But again, full, half, quarter. Isn't that amazing? Let's run it down to 1%. I can turn this on, I can turn this off. Let's go back to the Tri-8s, and let's just turn everything back on here. Next, they have effects built in. Now, there are no effects in these lights. They weren't shipped with effects. They don't have anything else. But let's just take something and, using our Tri-8s, let's trigger some lightning. When I press, I get the lightning. Trigger. How cool is that? Now let's just play it. If I play, it'll just do its own thing. It has different controls for whether it's a storm, whether it's fast or it's slow. I can even set the K value of this light. Let's run the K value of this other light way down. Now we've got some yellow on the bottom and on the top. I can control the intensity and really blow these things up or blow these things down. I can also, let's go with the frequency. We're going to blow them way the heck up. Here we have the frequency of a storm. It's lightning and they're doing all that stuff, which is absolutely amazing to me that I can do that with these lights. There are all sorts of other presets in here that I can go through. We have strobes. Here's pulsing. They're just going to randomly pulse through. And you should notice, again, on this other camera that that light way down there is doing the same thing in sync. Let's trigger. There's a 672. So again, I can trigger these lights for any of these effects, or I can just play it and let them play on their merry way and do this lightning effect. The same thing can happen for all these other lights. Let's go trigger this guy. Same thing, I'm triggering this guy. It's doing the little lightning effect and it'll just pop on and off when I hit the trigger button, or I can play it. And it's just gonna sit there and it's just gonna play away and trigger and do its thing. Again, this light they don't even make anymore, I think, and it's quite old, the 300D. We can trigger the light, that's cool, or we can just play the light. Now it'll just play away and do this little lightning effect. They have cop car effects and candle effects and all sorts of stuff. These are all old legacy lights that are working and offering me all these features. Now you may notice something. Unfortunately, these Mini 20Ds, they don't have a remote controller. They don't have that technology built in. They weren't made for that. They were made for spotlighting, something like that. That's why I'm really excited about the new ones. I believe it's the H60 S and C lights that I'm hoping to get my hands on. I don't know when. You know, Aputure, you'll just all of a sudden wake up one day and I'll be like, boom! I want to show you something. I'm going to set all these lights to the same channel so we can have all these effects occur at the same time, so you get the idea. Okay, all I've done is I've changed all these lights to be on the same channel and within the same group. That means I can totally mess around with these things, turn them on and off, etc. For instance, here's high. Whoa! Here's medium, and here's a quarter, including that light way the heck down there. What's really cool is, let's turn these all the way down. I'm messing with the color temperature between 5600 and 3000K. I don't know if you can see that, but these are going to be changing down below. Yeah, you see that one changing down below. We'll just leave it at 5600K. Now, if I go into the effects on these things, since they're all hooked up, for instance, let's go in and pick Control, Channel 1, A. That's what everything is on now. So let's trigger a lightning effect. Oh my goodness. Let's play it. That's nuts. That's got everything going. I can play with the frequency. Let's make it really stormy. Let's blow up the light. Holy smithereens. And there we go. So, the idea here is, let's turn that down. That is super bright. Wow. The idea here is this $89 unit can take all your legacy lights from Aputure and you can control it using the Sidus Link on your really freaking old lights. The really cool thing is, as you invest in new lights from Aputure, like their newer lights that are coming online, even those little light bulbs, everything's gonna work. So there you go. That's just a little preview of the awesomeness of Aputure and the new $89 Sidus Link. It's a free app, and for 89 bucks, all your legacy Aputure lights work. I think it's brilliant. Boom! Now don't forget, I have courses over at Basic Filmmaker University. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, especially my new Mastering OBS course, which is 39 bucks. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. You know, you gotta love it when you're filming stuff and you forget to turn off the air conditioning or the heater or whatever and it's just blasting out. You just gotta love that. Yeah!